What's up, you guys? We're here, and Casey Cup for April is finally over. It's been a long weekend, it's been a frustrating weekend, and it's been a fun weekend. I just wanted to share my thoughts as to the event as a whole, what I thought of the meta, what I thought of how the games were played, what I thought of the whole system, and thoughts going into the future. So, the first thing I want to get off my chest is the meta's not bad. Granted, we're in a huge OTK meta, but this is meant to be, Duel Links is meant to be a speed duel format. Konami wants the games to end quickly. So, as much as I love control formats, I don't think Konami wants games to go until turn 10 every time. I think they want them to, go to turn 5, go to turn 6, and that's when the game ends. There should be this, a deciding victor by, turn 5 or turn 4. Because there's a chance that somebody misplays and cards get played poorly, and somebody will retain more advantage than the other person. I want to talk about how I did and the decks I used. So I didn't play as much as I wanted to. I worked almost all of Friday, and I worked half of Saturday. So I got very little grinding on Friday, and I grinded for 9 hours. As soon as I got off work from Saturday, I grinded all of Saturday, and I did some of Sunday because I was super burnt out from Saturday. So I needed one more game. I was on a 7-game hot streak trying to get in the top 100 because I really hate the fact that you get the bronze emblem for 101 up. I feel like they should have done something from the silver emblem should be 100 to 200, 100 to 500, 100 to 250. Because I think just limiting that silver icon to 99 people, it's pretty 89 people is pretty silly. Because then you have everybody else in these bronze icons. I really wanted that silver icon because I think I did pretty well this event. I hit rank 105. I needed one more game. I had 7 minutes. I didn't want to jinx it. And being on a 7-game win streak, I didn't want to jinx that last game and lose it and then go down 20 slots. However, that was globally. For North America, your Mutatu, number 1 NA player here, hit rank 10. Then again, this is not showing how good I was a player because, we'll see when WCS comes around in Worlds, and we'll see who number 1 NA is. I think, one thing I want to say about this meta is, I think whoever had the most time on their hands, there's something about when you get to the same level, when you get to the level of somebody else, when there's a skill cap, right? Yu-gi-Oh has a skill cap, right? Especially in Duel Links, where once somebody hits it, they can't really move forward. They know how the deck plays, they know their matchups, they know what plays to make in certain situations. That's the skill ceiling, right? Once a lot of people hit that skill ceiling, the games in this one become very coin flip, and they become OTK fest, and they become whoever draws better opening hands and what the matchup is. So I think whoever had the most time on their hands, who hit that skill cap, was going to come up on top. Although I do respect Andy Stein as a player, I think this case was very much time oriented, especially with luck streaks, getting hitting highs and always constantly drawing good hands. I think that deckmaker guy in Japan, he hit 80k. I don't think he played a single game after he hit 80k. He just never. I didn't see him go up at all. So he had to hit some 20-30 game win streak and sit at 80k because doesn't matter how good the game you are going to lose 30% of the games in this meta. There's no way you can play better than that, unless you play very little games and you somehow get a 90% win rate with 20 games, which is possible. So as much as I love the meta, I think that OTK isn't particularly right, but I do enjoy these fast-paced metas for Duel Links. So let me go over the decks I took, and my thoughts on the games themselves. So I played the 3 best decks of the format. I guess you call it a format. And I think almost everybody who was at the top of the table played the 3 best decks of the format. I played Sylvans, D-Heroes, and Geargia. I also think decks like Archfiends, and I think Water was alright. I think Archfiends was pretty good. I would like to bring if you had it. I think Geargia without ties would have gotten shit on in this particular meta, I had to dig deep for a 3rd ties and hopefully draw it with a balanced deck. So let me go over all my builds. I'll start with Geargia. Simple lineup. We have double accelerator, double anchor, triple arsenal. Some people run triple anchor, double arsenal. I like arsenal being able to beat over things. Anchor can't. Especially if you're playing versus Sylvans and they summon a carrot weight. You can't do anything with anchor on the field. With Arsenal, if you have 2 guys in the field, at least he's 21. If you have another guy, if you have an accelerator, if you have an attack, I keep saying accelerator instead of attacker. I play 2 attackers. So if you have attacker plus Arsenal in the field, he's 1900, and then they have to crash with carrot weight. I play triple ties, 1 Chalice. I really didn't see Chalice do much in this deck. If you went second versus Sylvans, you probably lost anyway. And Chalice in the D hero matchup sucked. Chalice in the archery matchup sucked. So I just took it out. I'm playing 2 Econs. I think Econ Take is one of the best plays of this OTK meta. So if your opponent doesn't kill you, you just kill them. 3 Powerful Reverse. I actually ran into a lot of issues with this card. I think it's a really good card in Geargia. However, I ran into a lot of issues where I would Powerful Birth and Anchor with the ties in hand, and then the Anchor would be level 5, and I would be kind of screwed because I wanted to flip it face down, flip it back face up, and then ties. But then I can't use Anchor's effect because I already flipped it face down that turn. I think there's a little bit de-synergetic parts there, but Powerful Birth is still a really good card. Helps you retain advantage. 3 best card in the deck, Pulse Mines. You instantly win the D hero matchup with this card. They can't do anything. I think this deck has a really, really, really good D hero matchup. Really bad Sylvan matchup, and then it does well. It's a 50-50 in the mirror match. Whoever goes first, and if the person who goes first has ties, and if the person who goes second runs ties or something, like, you're probably losing that game. And my tech card was Spell Shield type 8 as a 20th card. I think this card really came in handy. It won the D hero matchup even harder because they couldn't mass change. Also, stop with a lot of the Econ Take plays. They would risk their 1 tribute to take the Anchor or something like that on its effect, and you just negate it with Spell Shield. I think it's a really good card. With mass change, Econ, Chalice, all being like the best cards of this KC Cup. I went with it. Also, if you drew multiple ties, you could CA. This deck also has a good CA matchup. If you don't get ties off, you aren't losing that game. So pretty simple Geargia list. Like I said, I think we're in like a triangle here with these 3 decks, where I think Geargia has a good D hero matchup, and then D hero has a good Sylvan matchup, and then Sylvan has a good Geargia matchup. But I'm going to talk about the D hero and Sylvan thing later, because I think halfway through KC Cup, Sylvan ended up beating D heroes a lot because of something I didn't really like, and I'll get into that later. So D hero list. I tried a lot of different D hero lists. This is actually my favorite that I played. Malicious fucking blows in this deck. Dude, I don't know if it's confirmation bias by me, but I drew Malicious and double Malicious a lot. I even had a game where I drew double Malicious. I had a hand with Malicious and Dream Jester in my hand. I restarted, I drew double Malicious and Vion. So I took it out. It's done. Fuck that. Never happening again. So I'm playing 2 Decider, Triple Celestial, 1 Droll Dark. My original list played, 2 Decider, 2 Celestial, 3 Droll Dark with no Dream Jester in it. I decided I wanted less of the OTK potential and more of the saving my dangers and, getting more Celestial draws to kill my opponent. So I switched it down to 1 Droll Dark. I played double Vion to ditch, to get a first turn dangerous play instead of Celestial for the next turn. And I played 1 Dream Jester for the dangerous play as well. Double Cosmic Cyclone. I think I really didn't play too much D hero on the very last day. I think if I did, I would have switched it out for I would have switched them out for Hate Grenades, because I think Hate Grenade D hero is probably better unless you're playing Destiny Calling. Triple Mass Change, best card in the game at the moment, I think. Triple Chalice, you need it for Crow Mushroom. I had a lot of games where I would summon. This was back when I played Triple Droll Dark. Droll Dark and the Celestial. Attack the Crow Mushroom. Chalice to Crow Mushroom, Mass Change into Enki, attack the Crow Mushroom again, and then you attack for 16 and you Mass Change again, and you OTK. And that occurred a lot. Your 1 Destiny Draw. This is where this card is very iffy for me because not running Malicious with Destiny Draw. However, it works with your Celestials, works with your Dream Jester, and just having that 2-for-2 getting a Celestial in the graveyard or just having something in the graveyard to use is a good thing. Also, if you draw it, if you have Celestial in hand, you draw it for turn, you can set it and you still activate it because the entire deck is quick play spells, so you can't set the quick play and activate the same turn. So drawing Destiny Draw with Celestial in the graveyard they're going to use is really, really good because you can then Destiny Draw again. You draw 4 cards that turn. Double Econ and 1 Polymerization. If you open up Polymerization, you restart. That's the only thing I can say. And so I think this deck had a really good silver win rate for me the very first day. I was fucking stomping. I hit like 20-30k really easily, and I dropped down. Because I ended up playing I ended up like either bricking or playing versus bad deck or better deck, bad matchups like Geargia. I also played versus a couple of Archfiends, and they kind of destroyed me. But anyway, so what I want to talk about is I used to have a good win rate versus Sylvan, and then somebody found out that grit is a thing. And I really want to talk about grit, because grit is fucking retarded. You're playing an RNG deck, and you just put more RNG in it, and it somehow wins. Sylvan doesn't brick. Like, for some reason. Let me talk about Sylvan now, my Sylvan list. This is actually my original list, and then I took out the Lotus Wayne for Ultimate Prominence, and then one of my mods messaged me saying that the top one of her list had Lotus Wayne in it. I'm like, oh wow, that was my original list anyway, so I might as well run it. So grit, RNG, great design, Konami. Halfway through KC Cup, like every Sylvan player moved to grit, and Destiny Heroes just couldn't win anymore because Destiny Heroes would invest so much to win, and then you'd be at 1 LP and your opponent and Destiny Hero player couldn't get over that. And for some reason, how much this deck looks like it's supposed to break, it doesn't break. Because you can open with Comb Mushroom, you can open with Rose Lover and the Carrot Weight, you can open up with Rose Lover and Econ and a big guy, you can open with Marshall Leaf, and a big guy, you open with Rose Lover. There was just so many combinations where the deck doesn't break. And it feels really bad as the player you're playing against, where you're playing a skill that doesn't assist your hand, and you're playing a deck that doesn't really break. Even though you have like 5 boss monsters, and then like 4 or 5 cards that don't do anything at drawing them at the beginning. But yeah, grit is fucking retarded, dude. So what I'm talking about Sylvan list is very simple. Triple Comb Mushroom, triple Rose Lover, double Hermitry, double Carrot Weight, 3 Marshall Leaf, 3 Guardian Oak, 1 Lotus Wayne. I think this card's really good. And I think if they hit Rose Lover, Lotus Wayne's will be super crazy, and Sylvan's will still be really good. And triple Econ. Econ's probably the best card of this KC Cup yet again, next to cards like Match Change and Rose Lover. I wonder if Econ might actually get hit from my video a while back, just because of how prevalent it is. I'm surprised I didn't see enough Hazy, but yeah, grit. It's a great skill that should totally not be removed, because one of my favorite things with playing against D heroes and like CAs that are also playing grit, and then they brick harder than Sylvans do, so then they just brick super hard and they just surrender. Because you also have the I played a D hero player who played Dream Jester. He played grit, so he couldn't change up his hand. But he played Dream Jester, Double Mally, and D draw, and the poly engine, and somehow he doesn't brick with that, which you should. Anyway, I feel like I did really well this KC Cup. Unfortunately, like I said, I don't think that this had anything to do with player skill at all. I think it had to do with if you knew how to play the game at all, and you had enough time on your hands. I missed like 4 or 5 hours of grinding that I could have on Sunday, but I was super burnt out. But yeah, those are the 3 decks I took. If you guys have any questions, check them out. Send them in the YouTube comments below. You can also join my Twitch stream at twitch.tv/Ruth2. And you can join the Discord via the Twitch link, and you can chat with me there. So thank you all. Let me know how you guys did in KC Cup. I'm excited for WCS next month, and maybe we will have a ban list prior to that. So yeah, this room was 2 out. Peace, guys.